All right, guys, good morning. This is Mark and Ian with One Step Ahead. Today, we're going to be going over some of the live options. I know a lot of people out there are kind of just saying to themselves, God, I thought there was just Facebook, but there's also YouTube. There's also Periscope. There's also Instagram, which I do on Tuesdays for our engagement group. Each one is a little different. God, I thought there was just Facebook, but there's also YouTube. There's also Periscope. There's also Instagram, which I do. Sorry, you're hearing a crazy echo. Ian, is that you?
Hold on just a second. Something's going crazy here. Was there an echo there?
Yeah. Hey, Kim, how are you doing today?
Okay, I'm just sharing to the places now.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's start one more time. Okay, there are a lot of live options out there. There's Facebook, there's YouTube, there's Instagram, there's Periscope. Today we're going to go over some of them. Some of you guys have some amazing shows on some of these Facebook Live things, like Kim, Design Chat. Shameless plug there, but I love the show, and your guests are great. Your lighting is fantastic, and your sound is amazing. So keep that going. But there are other options too. YouTube. YouTube is one of these live options that people don't really assume that it's a live option because for the most part, why would you? I mean, it's produced videos. You go there, you're kind of gaming for the produced videos, and you're not really thinking of the live option. Now, one of the things I love about YouTube, well, we won't go in right now, but one of the teasers on YouTube is the fact that they allow you to keep 54% of the ad sponsorship money that you bring in through their YouTube channel. So if you put up sponsorship via their YouTube program, you get to keep a big chunk of it, which is great. Okay, so there's live options. Like I said, there's Facebook Live, there's YouTube Live, there's Periscope. Periscope's an interesting one. A lot of people like Periscope, but it's fueled like Twitter is for more media people. So there's some different options. Instagram's interesting. You know, I love Instagram, as a lot of people know this, but I will tell you one thing that the thing that's a little tough about Instagram is the notification systems. The notification system on Instagram is still a little tough, but I will say this: once you get people ingrained into kind of showing up at a certain time on Instagram, and you could actually use a Facebook event system to actually promote when you're going on Instagram Live, and even put in the little link as to like where you're going to live on your Instagram account, you tend to get a good amount of people. Like solidly, I get a good amount of people on my Instagram Lives. And so, you know, the more I do it, no matter where I'm at, I try to go live, and I try to keep it on Tuesdays at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. But I try to do that basically to get people ingrained to it, because that's as good as it gets with Instagram. Okay, we're going to jump into our first topic. Mm-hmm. Which live is right for you? Now, a lot of people have it kind of like, you know, they're looking at it and they're saying to themselves, you know, I love Instagram, I love Facebook. No, you know what? I'm going to say this. A lot of people are loving Facebook, and they don't want to go off Facebook. They got their lighting right. They got their sound right. They got their audience just starting to engage and everything like this. And they're saying to themselves, now I got my Facebook stuff on point. I got my method to the madness, and I got everything rolling perfect on Facebook. But I'm hearing rumblings about Instagram, so I don't want to be behind the pack. I hear stuff about YouTube, Periscope, but you know, where should I be going? Should I be kind of like getting on Instagram before it gets really, really big? Well, it's hard. I mean, I like to do Instagram. I like to do Facebook. I have been tempted by that crazy YouTube money too. I've been talking to Ian. Hey, let's get on YouTube. But at the same time, you have to kind of grow at least one of these live areas big, I'd say, before you can go up to the other one. It's like anything else with social media. If you have a good Facebook page and you have a horrible Instagram game, you got to sort of grab your Facebook followers and bring them to your Instagram account. Post some nice little photos. So the same thing goes with this. If you don't really have a good Facebook Live going, or you had YouTube Live going, Instagram Live going, don't try to branch off. Try to grab your niche and try to focus on Facebook and grow that out. Each platform has its amazing options and everything. So let's jump into the first one. Okay, Periscope. Periscope is geared more towards like those like protest events. Like, hey, you know what? I'm here and this is happening. You know, Periscope is based on what I find, and when I jump into Periscope, is it's mainly based off people doing kind of news broadcasting stuff, or events happening at the moment. Periscope is pretty good with that. I'll tell you why, because most people go to Periscope for that. Now, Periscope is one of those things where, it was Twitter. Now it's its own thing. It has its own website. It's kind of still trying to figure out exactly where it fits into this whole live broadcasting thing. Periscope is still very, very powerful, has a huge reach. Now, for us in the interior design community, I don't know specifically if Periscope is something that we want to dabble into or burn our time on there as of right now. I would say that if you want to be an influencer, if you're traveling a lot and you're going somewhere where people are pissed about something, maybe that's a good way to go about it for Periscope. But Periscope, at least for me, isn't something that I want to really burn a lot of time into as of yet. Even though on Twitter, I have like 22,000 followers, but Periscope still isn't one of those things that I want to jump into or burn time into. My standing has always been, at least for me, Instagram, Facebook, and then YouTube. Now, YouTube, though, I don't know if I want to go to YouTube for live. I like YouTube produced. That's where you're going to make some good YouTube money. So that's another thing. Okay, so Periscope for me, like I'll say, if you're an interior designer, if you're a manufacturer, I would say stay away from Periscope at least until you have one of these other networks completely crushing it. Unless you have one of these other networks like Facebook really doing well. What I mean by doing well is a lot of people get confused on how am I doing well. I mean, Facebook reach is a complete kind of a joke. Okay. Well, here's the thing. Your number will always get tallied underneath your video. So you could share your video to 1 million places. You could share your live stream to 1 million places. And the number of views underneath a video is basically the people that actually tuned in for 3 seconds to watch your video. So, Facebook reach is kind of a little teaser for you. It's like, hey, look, you could reach 3 million people, but you have to pay to do it. What do you think? So, that's the thing that a lot of people get confused about is how many people are actually seeing my videos. Well, the number there underneath your video after you go live and after the video has been there, it'll start to creep up. But that number stays the same. I.e., if you see your video on various different places that you shared it, that number doesn't change. So if it says 757 views, that's going to be that way everywhere. So it's not like there's some magic place where all of a sudden 1 million people tuned into your video. That just doesn't work that way. That number on views on your video is the total amount of people that have actually seen your video for 3 seconds and more. That's it. There's no other thing but that. So again, Facebook, I would say grow your reach. Try to get it to at least on Facebook Lives with the videos after releases. Try to get a solid maybe between 1,000 and 2,000 views per video, which is fantastic. Try to get your viewing up to maybe at least I don't know, but I would say at least shoot for about 1,000 to 2,000 views per video. Get the momentum going, and if Facebook Live tends to start getting a lot of chatter for you, then maybe start entertaining options like YouTube, start entertaining options like Instagram. Now that doesn't mean that you don't have to share the file to those different platforms, but try to harness everything in and funnel everyone in towards your main platform right now until it grows to the level where you can maybe create other shows on Instagram, other shows on YouTube. Ian, how are you doing, man? How's the traveling going?
The traveling's going good. I'm in my parents' backyard now in Olympia, Washington, Pacific Northwest, where I'm from, and enjoying this good air.
All right. So what do you like?
I got to say that the Instagram Live for me is probably my favorite, just because of how easy it is to set up. It's basically just like one click and I'm there. But the Facebook is probably for me, the most powerful. In terms of being able to share and easy to see after the fact, and all that. That being said, every time we do these videos, I mean, sharing is a bit of an issue, to share once you go live. So, for anyone who's, considering, creating a regular content on Facebook Live, definitely kind of have a system set up in place for sharing. Either have someone else, sharing for you, or, just be really clear on where you want to share it to.
Yeah, no, I agree. Hey, Elle had a great question about Facebook. How long is it going to be free? Now, that's a fantastic question. My thinking is that Facebook business is going to add a whole bunch of new features for live to make it really, really enticing. And just as you're getting everything off your personal to your live business page, then they're going to switch it to become Facebook business is going to be more paid and personal is going to be free. They need you to jump in and test the waters out and then to jump into business. But the thing is right now, they do realize it. Facebook's smart enough to realize the fact that Facebook business pages are dead. They are dead. But I'll tell you something, with a few good tweaks, with a few good ways to funnel in people to the business pages. They can resurrect business pages within a week. I mean, it's not that hard of a thing to do. So a lot of people are kind of like, I don't want to deal with business pages. Look, here's the thing. Don't think of Facebook business pages as a part of Facebook. Think about it as its own social network. So it's going to be resurrected very fast, I bet you, with a bunch of cool new features. It's going to be paid, but I think it's going to be something that really is going to be business oriented, that you could actually say to yourself, okay, I'm spending $10 a month on Facebook business, but it's getting me in at least $1,000 back. I think it is going to be something that's going to be good. I think right now, though, for people who aren't spending time on their business page, they're going to really kick themselves in the butt, because I think that once Facebook flips the switch and says, all right, now it's going to be paid, and now we have these cool features on it, people are going to be like, oh my God, I put so much time into my personal Facebook personal page that all of a sudden my business page, I had all that time to do it for free, and I totally didn't take advantage of it. So guys, look, while Facebook is free, do as much as you possibly can. Build your audience. So that way, when it becomes paid, you're not paying an arm and a leg to grow your audience when you could be doing for free right now.
So Mark, would you recommend that people post something to their Facebook business page and then share it to their personal page? Is that the flow you would recommend?
Yeah, I mean, that's how I would kind of go about it. You're not going to get the same amount of traction. But at the same time, I think that, like I said, the Facebook business page is going to get a lot of little cool things that are basically geared toward growing your business. It's going to be completely business oriented probably within the next 6 months. So yeah, I would say anything you can do to actually get your Facebook business page on the map is going to be really, really good. I see there's going to be some kind of kind of crushing of a lot of people using Facebook personal pages as business. And then I see a lot of the stuff that's been popular on Facebook personal being basically shifted towards Facebook business. So yeah, I know. I don't like example for me, my thought was, hey, Ian, let's go live in our group because the group is going to get us a lot more engagement. But my thoughts, my main thought was like, one is if you go live in a group, it doesn't go past the group, which I didn't like. Two is I said, look, why don't we just get people into watching it on a business page, even though it's harder. I mean, I could much rather be going live on my personal page and probably get a lot more views and all this kind of fun stuff. It's harder, but I do know, and I'll tell you something truthfully, that in a little while when this thing is paid and everyone is kicking themselves for Facebook, that they could have done a lot of more stuff on Facebook business while it was free. I don't want to be one of those people. So that's why I'm putting the investment into kind of growing the business pages, because I really do see in 6 months, Facebook business is going to be taken to a whole new level. A lot of the people out there who are investing in Facebook personal, I would say also, it doesn't take you that long to do it. I would say share on your business, or create it on your business page, and then share it on your groups, on your personal accounts too. I think that's the way to go. The other thing too is you're getting people used to seeing you where they should see you. You're getting people used to saying, hey, if I want to see Mark and Ian, go to one step ahead. Okay, it'll be shared to these other places, but I know exactly where to find their content. It's there. It's a good way to get that on people's radars.
Deborah Main mentioned that she hasn't been able to share from Facebook Biz to personal. That she can't share from Facebook Business to personal, but she can share from Facebook Personal to Business. Have you found that to be the case, Mark?
No. I mean, in fact, right now we this show page is like a business show page. So what we did is Ian just started sharing right now. So you should be able to. Deborah and I are good friends. Hey, Claire. So Deborah, hit me offline. I can show you a little bit how to do that. But you should be able to share business to personal. The only area that you'll ever have problems sharing is groups. You actually can't share outside the group. There are crafty ways to do that that'll increase your group membership. People have seen our group has been growing to close to 2,000 people. And it's basically because I've been using some of these little kind of cool ways to get people teased into the group. Facebook does that. But for the most part, groups are the only way, because they're private conversations. So you can't share those. But business to personal, you can. Personal to business, you can. Anywhere you can pretty much cross promote on Facebook. So yeah, no, you should be able to. And Deb, just hit me. I'll show you how to do it. It should be pretty easy.
So Mark, in so many of our conversations, you're so hot on YouTube, and why is it that you always gravitate to YouTube? Break it down for us.
YouTube's tied into Google. I'm an SEO guy at the very end of the game, end of the day. I think Google has always been a steady horse. YouTube, the more YouTube videos you have there, the better SEO for your blogs, for all your pretty much stuff that you have out in Google space. I really like that. Google, my business is coming out. That's only going to add fuel to the fire. YouTube is very generous when it comes to their advertising dollars. They're willing to basically say, hey, look, you have a great video. Use our advertising network. We'll pay you 54% of all the ad revenue that comes in, which is great. Okay. I still find that people go to YouTube for the tutorial videos, anything video related. The other thing too that I love about YouTube that no other live place has is the way you can search for stuff like you could do it on YouTube. YouTube allows you to search for things very, very fast, efficiently. And I like it. I don't go anywhere else to search for things that I'm looking for other than YouTube videos because it's so easily laid out and I'm used to it. So for me, YouTube has a lot of benefits. I also think the thing about YouTube that I really, really like is the fact that you can stream in a higher quality of video. Mm-hmm. And so by doing that, you have less chance of your videos being kind of like grainy, or that kind of stuff. So for YouTube, I like that.
Now, obviously, one of the things that Facebook has one leg up on YouTube is kind of a built-in audience, right? With Facebook, it's all built in. How would you suggest people incorporate videos into their YouTube flow so that they're still hitting an audience?
Man, that's a little tough. I mean, look, here's the thing. YouTube's a tough hill to climb. There's two tough hills all social media is tough. Okay. The two toughest hills right now is growing an Instagram account and creating a YouTube, actually money coming from YouTube. Mm-hmm. YouTube is tough. I would say a lot of people repurpose videos and throw them on YouTube and just expect them to do something. I do the same thing. So I'm not saying that, boo on you. I'm saying boo on me too. But you should invest a little time into YouTube, invest time into how you title stuff, how you put the tags in, where you put it out there. I would also say this. A lot of people have really strong email lists. And in the email list, encourage people to join your YouTube channel. Maybe do a little promotion where you're giving away a $100 gift to someone if they subscribe to your channel. But I would say that you should do it that way. My biggest thing is this to a lot of people is that leverage your biggest social media network to grow your other ones. So if you have a big Facebook group, eventually Ian and I were thinking about doing a YouTube channel, but how I would do it is basically, hey guys, please check us out next time on Facebook Live. We also created a YouTube channel where we'll be giving away Heather Bates's brand new iPhone 10. Just joking, Heather. But something like that. And then basically say, click on the link to go there. They go there, they sign up for your giveaway, and they're a part of your YouTube channel. YouTube notification systems are fantastic. They really do help kind of get people on board for YouTube stuff. Like I've done a little bit, like Studio McGee is doing it pretty well. They do really, really top end videos produced that I really like. So I would say leverage it. Like Rachel just tuned in. Like the thing with you, Rachel, is like you're always online, always. So use it. Say to yourself, like for the Rachel riffs, after I'm done, I'm going to shift people not only watch the riffs, but I'm also going to say tune in my YouTube channel. Then maybe later on down the week, I'm going to promote my Twitter account. Maybe this, leverage your other social medias so you could actually kind of get them kind of all cylinders going. So I think that that's really, really important. See, Claire Jeffrey also said people are ignoring YouTube. It is totally a pain in the butt. But I think Claire and I are on the same page. It's like anything else. It's like a workout. No one wants to go to the gym. No one wants to work out. But at the end of the day, if you put in the work, you're going to benefit from it. Nothing online is free. A lot of people spam out there, throw stuff out there, yada, yada. But at the end of the day, you're not going to get the results you want. The authenticity is not going to be there, and people aren't going to follow you. You really need to actually put in the work and show people that you are putting in the work. People do respect that. I do. I see some videos and I'm blown away. Ian and I sit there and we're like, wow, how do we do that? So I think that if you put in the work and you really show your audience that you just don't want them as numbers, you really want to show them something that's really, really cool that you spent time on, something that they might not see anywhere else. I think they'll really respect that and your audience will grow. That's just my two cents.
So Mark, ideally, if someone's setting up their YouTube channel, putting up videos, they want their viewers to be subscribing, number one, right? Subscribing to their YouTube channel, right? Now, when they subscribe, they should be getting emails when that person puts up a new video, right?
Yeah, I mean, like Claire just mentioned, you can if you hit the subscribe button, you know what I mean? Like, YouTube has a less spammy way to do that. I mean, Facebook is a little, I mean, I like Facebook and it's a community, but you know how it is. I mean, you jump on Facebook and all of a sudden you're like, I kid you not. I took a day off and I went there and it's like on Facebook, it's like you have 230 notifications on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, whoa. So YouTube's a little bit more precise. It'll tell you, it'll notify you because you actually want to be notified and not because of anything else than that. So I like the YouTube kind of notification system a little bit better. That's just my way. I want to be notified when things are actually like that I want to see. Do you know what I mean? Not notified just based on like, Bill just added a new photo. Like, I don't want that. You know what I mean? It's kind of too hard to kind of like to take that off. But what I want is I want to find out when someone that I'm really, really kind of tuning into has a new video about something. That's what I want,
Cool.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that like, I've been talking to Ian about creating like more of a produced videos for YouTube that are more like boom, boom, boom. So that's still in the works because YouTube is one of those places too that you really got to know what you're doing before you jump in there. I jumped on YouTube for a while, and I can honestly say, going back to those videos, I probably should have done them a whole lot better. Although I will tell you one thing, they pick up a lot of traction, which was kind of crazy. So,
Right on.
All right. Does anyone else have any questions on YouTube other than the fact that YouTube is the big boy out there? Like this is where you're going to make your money. This is where you're going to this is where you're going to retire if you do YouTube right. YouTube is that. Facebook Live, sponsorships and all this kind of stuff, they're so frowning on it. It's not even funny. YouTube embraced the ad dollars, the sponsorship. Hey, we want you to make money so we can make money, which Facebook should be doing, but it doesn't. So, hey, go figure. So if you're looking for YouTube, if you're looking for a way to grow an audience that'll actually give you some money in return, somewhere where, maybe Ian, myself, Debbie, Claire, and Heather will be sitting somewhere in Barbados, sipping some Mai Tais and raking in some YouTube money, YouTube is where to go. Facebook, not so much yet. I don't know what YouTube has in store. Facebook has in store for that kind of sponsorship money, but it's interesting. YouTube has set that bar kind of right for where you can get the biggest bang off your buck. So, you're going to be making money on YouTube if you do it right.
But Mark, for an interior designer who's not necessarily, looking to add a substantial revenue stream through advertising dollars or sponsorship and just wants to, choose the platform or platforms that are kind of just best for putting out content, what would you say is the reason to consider YouTube?
Marie Flanagan, that designer that you mentioned a long time ago, she created these really nice YouTube videos that she actually embedded on her website. And so that's another way too. They're on your website, but they're on YouTube. And Ian, I got to hit on something. You're completely correct, and my bad. I don't think there are any interior designers that would love to start putting design tips from somewhere like Barbados and retire on YouTube money. So my mistake. That's the dream. That's the dream.
Right.
I mean, imagine that, man. You're like cruising around the world, going to these various design events, or even designing for clients. You have a YouTube channel, and that's your paycheck. You're getting like a good $100,000 a month off YouTube money, and you're basically going from client to client to client, or event to event, basically just doing what you love and putting up a video every couple weeks and just generating some good income from it. So honestly, sign me up. So okay, that's just me.
All right. What's the next topic?
Okay. Next topic, we go to Instagram. All right. Everyone knows I hate Instagram. No, I'm joking. Instagram is cool. I love Instagram. It's fun. It's like the thing about Instagram too that people aren't getting, and I've said this a few times. The Instagram Live is just a step in the right direction. The DMs are going to be transformed in a little while to video calling. To voice calling. So example, like someone like hits Claire and goes, "Hey Claire, I love your message. We should talk one day." Claire can actually hit a button and say, "Hey, let's talk right now." That's cool. So Instagram for me is like something that you should be investing your time into. It's a hard mountain to climb. I'm not going to lie. I mean, honestly, it's like one of those things where I look at the way Tastefully Inspired has grown and I say to myself, if I had to do it all over again, would I do it? I don't know. It's tough. Instagram is a very tough it's tough to hit. I would say for anyone, shoot for the 10,000 goal, and then you're good. But that's just me.
The thing that I found toughest about Instagram, and I'm be curious if you got a workaround for this or a solution for this, is, once an Instagram live video is created, it sits there on the stories, right? And unlike Facebook, I haven't found a way to just easily, share it around. What's your take on that, Mark?
Instagram is a pain in the butt for notifications. Oh, I want to hear one more thing that Claire said. Yeah, you have to do at least 1,000 subscribers on YouTube to actually start making some money. But I mean, here's the thing, though. I'll be honest with you. Like, a lot of these people out there who have groups that have 2,000 people or other accounts, you can leverage those accounts to get your subscription up to 1,000. Oh, hey, by the way, Claire, I know you do YouTube. So if you want to, in one of the comments, shoot your YouTube link. And if people want to see how a YouTube channel is kind of in the interior design realm or whatnot, check out Claire's channel. And if you have any questions about her channel, I'm sure she'd love to talk a little bit about that as well. Okay, so Instagram notification systems are horrible, but I think it's designed for that right now. I think that Facebook right now is seeing that they're having success with live, so they don't really want to jump the ship too much or jump the shark too much by throwing it all to Instagram. So I think they're going to give a little bit Instagram teasers here and there. But I do think that what you're going to notice is this progression. This is how I would do it. I would say Facebook business is going to grab a lot of the personal live stuff that they're doing that's working really well. Boom. Facebook business is going to maybe have 5 or 6 other really cool things to grow your business. And then once Facebook business is really established and it'll be a paid network, then they're going to integrate a lot more of these options into Instagram and kind of create Instagram to do notifications, to do a lot more other stuff. But I think that they're seeing that Facebook business is really going to be a huge money generator for them. So they don't really want to screw that up by throwing too much at Instagram to make it to basically make everyone go over to Instagram and say, screw Facebook. So I think that they really have to do it in a way where they say, look, you can leverage all your Instagram fans, but no notification system for you. So it's a little here and there. So I would say right now, as far as I don't know. I mean, Instagram's great. I like it because I see that in the future there's going to be a lot of stuff going with Instagram. So for me, I would say the big trick on Instagram Lives is this. You can sporadically go live on Instagram and get some sort of reaction, but I would say keep anything you're doing live, especially on Instagram, because Instagram doesn't have those notifications or creating events that well ingrained into its platform. I would say that if you plan on going live on Instagram a certain time, stick to it. Stick to your topics, announce it on Facebook, but stick to it. You really want to get people used to knowing what time, where they're going to reach you and about what. It's very, very important for anything social media related, and especially live anything. Even though Facebook has a great notification system, if you say you're going to be somewhere, be there. Instagram is since the notification systems are horrible and you can't really do any events or anything, I would also say that stick to your guns. And if you are going to show up at 10 o'clock every Tuesday, show up.
So if there's an interior designer out there saying, okay, I want to do some regular content. Actually, no, let's start with an interior designer who just wants to do sporadic content, right? And they want to choose between platforms. Would you, for that reason, for the notification reason, would you say definitely go the Facebook route?
Okay, here's the thing. Deborah Main just hit a question. She said basically where should I be doing my things? Here's how I would roll it right now, okay? Here's what I would do, Deb. I would say that you set up an event in Facebook, okay? And on your business page, share it to your personal page and all this kind of stuff. Invite a lot of people too. The invite button on Facebook is huge. To this thing alone, I invited a bunch of people, and it doesn't look as spammy because they've already kind of shown interest. So you invite people out that way, okay? Then what I would do is I would go on Instagram maybe a half hour, 15 minutes before that and go live and start promoting my show live. Hey guys, this is Deb. I'm going to be going live on Facebook. I'd love for you guys to tune in. Switch the bio link directly to your Facebook event link. Boom. So you can say, hey guys, I'm going live on Facebook, yada, 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 boom, boom, boom. And they can click on the link and go directly to your live. I would actually go live on Instagram maybe constantly until I'm ready to switch over to Facebook as kind of a way of kind of shuffling people over there.
All right. So let me summarize that. So what you're saying, Mark, is if there's an interior designer out there that wants to share some content, number one, what they should do is they should plan ahead and they should create an event for that. They should say, tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to talk about blah, 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 right? That's number one. Create an event on Facebook. Then about half an hour before they go live, go on to Instagram and say, hey guys, I'm going to be going live on Facebook. Here's the link. So they can be pulling in that audience from Instagram, bringing them over to their Facebook. And then at the scheduled time, then go live on Facebook. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I would do. I mean, you got to also test too. Like, okay, some people out there might know that you can set up reminders for events that happen. Like, or when you go live, it'll have this little like gray box. It'll say like, yeah, Tastefully Inspired plans to go live at 11 o'clock. Those are fantastic to get if you get people to actually click on them. If they don't, it's way better to share when you go live. Mm-hmm. So as Ian and I have found out. So it's another thing that I would say, start testing, test stuff out. For me, I'll share. Like for this right now, we're getting great people in here and everything. And it's mainly because what Ian did was 5 seconds before, during the beginning part of our live, Ian actually, while I was babbling, Ian was actually sharing it to all the specific places, like 7 places that he needs to share the live. So while I was talking, I was kind of stalling. So he had time to share here, share there, share there. And it really did make an impact, as people can see. There's a lot of comments coming in, a lot of love, which we do appreciate, by the way, too. Honestly, straight up, thank you for tuning in. Okay, so Instagram, I would incorporate it into maybe your Facebook Live stuff. If you like, for example, like Kim with Design Talk, I would say that one of the things or Design Chat. Sorry about that. I would say that for Kim, that if she went live on Instagram, maybe 15 minutes beforehand, people could start getting used to her going live on Instagram, and then they'll be shut off to her show. I think you should use stories too. Do a little video. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I'm going. Just pump it up. The thing about stories too that's kind of odd for some people that I'm realizing is, oh, by the way, Jamie, Elizabeth, how you guys doing? The other thing too is I want to say this is the fact that like stories, you should actually be doing as many stories as you possibly can during the course of the day, tagging them differently, doing videos. I did a video yesterday, a live video, and people did comment a lot because they actually saw me on live video. And this is going to, I'm not a big fan of this, but this is going to be a huge hint for Instagram Live. Do it real. Do it as real as it gets. People love the reality concept of it. Don't do it as like lit and everything like this. It doesn't work as well. What I've noticed, if you go live, try to be real. I mean, there's this weird kind of like seesaw about it. You want to go real, but you want to make sure the audio and video too are good. So it's kind of this weird kind of like, but real videos do really bring in the authenticity of who you are, your brand, and it really brings people in and they start really kind of connecting with you, which is kind of cool. Mm-hmm. Hey, Robert, how you doing? Hey, so, okay, Ian, let me ask you something. Like, I've never seen you do Instagram Live. So what do you think? What part of that scares you?
Well, I mean, I'm not sure if it scares me, but it's always been just a little bit trickier than Facebook Live. And actually, I'll tell you one thing that I really prefer about Facebook Live over Instagram is the fact that with Facebook Live, I can actually do it with my computer. It's so much nicer to do the computer than a lot of people seem to like to do with their phones, but something about just having the computer set up, just like this. I think that, you and I are both using our computers now. I know, I believe that Kim uses a computer for hers as well, Rachel. I'm not sure if anyone who's doing regular live content is actually using their phone. Mark, what would you say on kind of the benefits of using a computer over phone for live stuff?
I like the computer because I can kind of mess around with the video quality a little bit better. I can put the brightness up, the colors up, the zoom in and everything like this. Because I bought a high definition webcam. So it allows me to be a little bit better as far as how your phone is kind of like almost automatic. So it gets you as it gets you. You know what I mean? Which I'm not a big fan of. Also, the audio on your phone, you can't really test that well. So I love the phone. Don't get me wrong. It's, phones are great and it's great for mobile stuff. But if I have the chance, the other thing too is like interacting with comments. It's a lot easier to see when you get to be, ancient like me, your eyes tend to go. So these little comments coming in on your phone are driving you crazy. You're like, what did that person say? But honestly, like the desktop's nice. It's laid out there. I can say hello to people like Jamie, Robert, and, and we can actually answer questions, which is nice, which is something I don't really do as much on Instagram Live because questions are so small. So like for example, Deborah said, can you be casual on Facebook Live like I am on Insta Stories, or is it more professional? No, you can do whatever you want to do. I would say this. Here's my tip, Deborah. Make sure your lighting is good. Make sure your audio is good. Make sure wherever you're going to be doing, you're consistent. Even if you're sitting there in a t-shirt and jeans and hanging out, as long as it like the quality of the video is good and the audio is good, I mean, people are going to appreciate your authenticness to what you're doing. I would also say this to you, if you're going to do something on Facebook Live, try to have some sort of consistency to what you're going to be throwing out to people. It's hard because there's so many cool things that people are doing. You want to jump in and do that as well, but try to stay consistent. If you're going to be like, showing off a pillow every week, do that, but focus on the pillow, because it's like anything else. Like Facebook Live turns into almost like a TV show. Like if I want to watch Will and Grace, I want to watch Will and Grace on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock. I want to have my popcorn ready and I want to start watching it. So I don't want to tune in on Wednesday at 8 and all of a sudden see Madam Secretary, which I do love as well. But you know what I mean. Would you agree?
Yeah, I like that. Obviously, like you said, consistency is important, but I do think that every once in a while, if you do need to switch up the time, as long as you let your audience know, it'll be all good.
Look, I would say this: if you're going to switch up times, and if your co-host just wakes up way too hungover and can't make it, last week, you have to kind of. No, I'm joking. No, like last week we had that whole thing happen to us, but these lives are all about how you rebound. You know what I mean? Like, That's the trick about it. Okay, things do happen. Audio snafus, video snafus, everything does happen on live. And you have to be able to keep cool and have a backup plan and to just keep the show going. That's the trick on lives. You guys really have to be ready that one day your computer might die or your phone this or your audio this, and not to freak out, to just kind of keep going with it and keep the show going. And that's the trick about it, to keep yourself cool, calm, and collective. For me, some days I'm like, my 3-year-old is running around the kitchen and I'm kind of still with a straight face. It's all about that. And you do get that over time after doing a lot of live stuff. But I would definitely say that be prepared. Like Deborah, if you plan on going to Facebook Live, I'd say do a lot of promoing for it beforehand. A lot of people don't promo, and I don't get that. It's like handing out flyers for like a concert. Get out there and just tell people you're going to be live. Facebook notification system is good, but I will tell you this honestly, like a nice email to all your email people on your newsletter telling them you're going to go live and a link to the event is fantastic. You should be telling people about your live event. If it's content you're proud of, and if you were going live with content you're not proud of, then maybe you shouldn't be going live. 2 cents.
Cool. Should I wrap it up, Mark?
Well, let us go. Okay, so next week we're going to be hitting one of Ian's topics that he really digs because he is the website guru. Go.
All right, so Mark and I were talking about a topic for next week, and remember that this show is really about both tech and also techniques to market your design business. So next week we're gonna take it to a topic it's not so much about the tech, but more about the techniques. And as I work with my clients, to help them create their websites, the About page is probably one of the most important pieces. And I've studied the About page of dozens, maybe even hundreds of interior designers out there. And so next week, we're going to be synthesizing that down for you guys and bringing you guys tips and kind of formats, styles, options for your About page. It's not as cut and dry, or rather I should say, you have more options than to just go the straight bio format, writing in the third person. There are ways to write in the first person. There are ways to mix it back and forth, first person and third person. And we're going to be bringing some of that to you guys next week.
Hey, Ian, can I ask you a favor on my behalf? Can we create an About page that maybe we can cut little snippets of it and throw it into our Facebook business pages, Instagram pages, and all this kind of stuff?
Wait, sorry, you cut out there for a second. Say again.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, like I love the about page, and on websites, I think it's absolutely huge to have a really solid about page. People have make livings creating good content for about pages. Now, my thought is that why not use that content and also repurpose it for Instagram and Facebook as well? I mean, use little snippets. So maybe we could talk a little bit about that as well, because a lot of times, yeah, the about page is absolutely huge, but I want to also see if I can use my about page to bring in people to, on Instagram. See if I can grab a good snippet that you might recommend from the about page to use on Instagram, use a little snippet on my Facebook business, because constant quality branding is so important that if you have the same, like for example, like this, Ian, website guru, like you have that on your bio page, on your about page, you have that on your Facebook page, you have that on Instagram, and it flows really nicely. That's branding right there. So I would love to see how you can kind of talk a little bit about how your About Us can also affect your bio on Instagram, your Facebook, your Twitter, and how that kind of works as well. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I like that. That's a great point. And leave it to Mark to bring it back to social media. I like that. And so yeah, we're gonna dig into that next week, and looking forward to it.
All right, Ian, this is when you pander for 1 minute. Go.
Pandering for 1 minute. So, obviously, so this is episode 5, guys. We've just done episode 5 of One Step Ahead Live with Mark and Ian. Thank you so much for everyone that tuned in today. We had, I think, more viewers than any other episode. Tons of comments here. Glad that you guys are tuning in and enjoying the content. Mark and I are excited to bring you more stuff. If you guys have topics that you might actually like us to talk about, make sure that you message us on the page or comment. Happy to look at that. So,
Ian, also, I think we have to be truthful with our fans. Ian's homeless, and we need this show. This wall behind me, 7-Eleven. Guys, we need your share. We need your love.
Yeah, for sure. If there's someone that you think could benefit from this content, for sure, share it. And so yeah, episode 5, One Step Ahead Live with Mark and Ian, a weekly power hour of tech and techniques to market your design business, guys.
Yeah, totally. And what Ian said was correct too. Like, if you think there's someone who benefit from what we just talked about, share it. If for some reason you don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. Honestly, like, we want to be put in front of people who would appreciate what we're saying, because we don't want to be thrown out there blanketed. Because people have too many notifications on Facebook as is. So if you do see someone who you think that this would help, please share. If not, we still love you. All right, guys, next week, we'll be tuning in. Ian will be taking lead on this one. We'll be back in New York.
Actually, I'll be in Seattle. I'll be in Seattle next week. But
you'd be like, where in the world is?
I'm still traveling next week, but all good.
All right, guys. Yeah. Cool, man. Well, keep us abreast of what's going on. Hopefully, we'll catch you next week, and everything will be rocking for the show. And like I said, we did the travel segment last week, but it's still going. I mean, Ian's been on the road. So it should be fun. And tune in next week, like I said. If you're really looking to hit your blog up to kind of get a little bit more traffic to your website in order to pep up those Instagram bios or Twitter bios or Facebook business page content, Ian's the man to do it. He really knows his stuff. So please tune in. And thank you guys for watching One Step Ahead. Again, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. And we will see you next week.
See you guys.